Hello, welcome to another episode of the GNPS. It's your boy uGeneral mfana wanga le kothukela. Ngawe luthukela ngeza khona la kwelika banana ngathi ngizozama amathuba kodwa bheka manje. Lockdown sibambe phansi. And joining me all the way from home. Too bad I don't get to say sitting across me. Wow. Sitting in front of me now because I'm looking at Kev. What's up, Kev?
What's happening?
You good, homie?
We're staying safe, keeping them hands washed, keeping quarantined.
Yeah.
It is what it do.
I think the last time I saw you, bro, was like, what, December?
It was, I think it was earlier this year, beginning of this year. I think the last episode was Andy.
When we shot with June Nomzobe. Yeah.
Yes. I remember that was the last episode I was on, yeah.
Yeah. And what have you been up to, bro? Because I remember, like, after we shot those episodes, you did say that you were going to be hella busy.
Yes, actually, so I'm not sure if I can fully disclose it yet, as I haven't seen, but a little insight. I've been working. I worked on a set with Amazon Prime, a UK company, so that was very huge, and I'm super grateful for that.
Hey, yo, bro, you fucks with Amazon?
Hey, I guess they fucks with me, bro.
Oh,
it was
my
unexpected.
God.
They threw the ball, and I
damn,
grabbed the bat, so
that's
yeah,
nice,
that was a
that's
very nice one. And shout out to Film Africa.
Yeah.
A really big word of gratitude to them for putting us on as Durban artists and a couple of other directors as well. And yeah, we just look forward to that in the near future.
So wait now, do you guys how do you get this type of gigs? Do you guys have an agency or?
No, we don't actually have an agency. I think it's just word of mouth and networking and different relationships we've built over the past. However, it's not the first set I've worked on. I've also worked on the set of Imbewu, but there I wasn't permanent or anything like that. It was just more of like they showed me the behind the scenes, how they work their cameras, and just how they do their thing, So I was just sort of like a fly on the wall there, and I got taken to their studios and just shown around and stuff. We were actually meant to do work, but that never came into fruition. But nonetheless, I really got to learn a lot just in the day or so I was there, so that was cool.
Wow, shout out, bro.
Yeah.
And so now, when do we? Is there a date when we're gonna see the work that you did with Amazon?
I'm not too sure. I mean, with the current situation, I don't know how the rest of the production is actually going. So, it may be delayed by a month or so. But yeah, we'll just have to get the dates on that, and then we'll definitely notify everyone once that is out.
Mm. Yeah. And so I guess now you can't be outdoors, obviously.
It's
so how do you in terms of work? Are you at home working from home? You still getting jobs, or niggas gotta eat, man.
Definitely that. Plate has to stay full, 24/7.
I'm sure you need to you have a lifestyle to maintain. Well, not really, but in that sense. But you have a life to live. You've got bills to pay.
Yeah, true that. I mean, for me, after I traveled last year, I started downgrading my lifestyle. Actually, once I saw how simple I could actually live and just save my money and not spend. So I've just been on that mission, laying more low key under the wraps and just keeping things very minimal. So I guess that paid off during this time because I wasn't really in any financial crisis or anything like that. So I'm very grateful that the work put in last year and the new sort of habits kind of came into, they came into play. But I would say I am affected in a way because I'm usually out working outdoors.
Yeah.
and that's where I base most of my work. So now I've had to completely do a 360 and just work indoors.
Yeah.
So there I've been working on music, and yeah, I've just been drawing a lot and doing some graphic design. I did manage to land one client during this time, which was just a poster.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was just about it, eh?
Wow, man. This is really remarkable because, I saw last week, I don't know what's the minister's name, but he was talking about freelancers. And we know within the arts field or the creative arts field, a lot of people could be classified as freelancers. And I mean, if there's no aid or there's no way to cater for those people to go out and get back to normal daily function, some of those people may lose their livelihood, so to say, or, especially if, let's say you were an artist that was living, from hand to mouth type of vibe.
Yeah,
It's not that you were not getting jobs, but you were getting jobs, but it was just enough for you to make ends meet, and now that's gone.
yeah. I do, like, my heart really goes out to artists and freelancers affected during this time, because what's the most hurtful thing is that during this time, the industry that has kept everyone the most relaxed, kept everyone out of the fear-based, thinking and stuff like that, is the entertainers. The people.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. If you go online, now, it's the creative people, the artists.
Yeah, they're keeping everyone relaxed and entertained. The musicians, they're releasing new music. The people on TikTok, they're making new acts for you to see. The people that have spent their hard-earned time and money making shows, like these TV series, they're really getting consumed at a time like this. But it's just hurtful to know that as freelancers and as entertainers, there's no, I wouldn't say there isn't a stimulus package, but out of everyone that's seen as an essential service, artists are downplayed and looked on last and thought of last. Yeah,
That's true, bro. Because, I mean, you take away the arts, no music, no series, no dramas, no soapies.
The world would be a really dark place.
No podcasts.
Hey,
What would
no
happen,
GNPS.
bro? No GNPS. Imagine if we didn't have the means to do this. And I mean, even now, us doing this online like this, it's taking from our pockets still. But there's no money coming in. There's no one is looking out for such platform, so to say, or looking out for such people as us.
Yeah, and I had this thought some years ago, and I've always just I don't really know how to go about it, but it's something that's obviously a slow progress, and it's something that will forever be in the works. But I'd always thought, like, in South Africa, I'm not sure if there's an artists union, a union where
there's no union, bro.
or like a trade, like there's trade unions for everything else except
Absolutely,
entertainment,
Like, at work, okay. Lucky for me, I have a 9 to 5.
100%.
At work, there's unions. The nurses, not the nurses. There's healthcare workers union. In the education sectors, they have unions. In the mining sector, they have unions. Everyone has unions. I think it's high time that people within the creative arts come together and sit down and in fact, I saw Scoop Makatini. Shout out to Scoop and the podcast crew.
Yeah. Shout out to
speaking
him,
about this, that the creative people need to come together and sit down and set down a structure and be more formal, more organized. Maybe then will government institutions start taking us seriously, so to say.
It definitely starts at home, and being taken seriously as an artist is something that it's a very thin line because you even the top artists get taken for a ride. No
Yeah.
one is exempt. Any brand is looking for a quick fix in entertainment, and entertainment is costly. It costs you everything you've got.
Yeah.
You put in your full creative capabilities.
Yeah. Even with with the brands that may look to associate with artists or creatives
Yeah.
right now, I just feel like most of them, they more or less wanna take advantage of creatives and the artists.
They need to cut that check because at a time like this, like as someone who needs to pay their bills,
You need that
yo,
money.
you cannot be getting anything for free right now,
Yeah.
especially entertainment.
And because people don't understand, like, the expenses that one has to incur in order just to produce a form of content, any form of content, whether it's music, whether it's a photo, even, just something as simple as putting a camera and taking a photo. There's a lot of
That goes behind,
Yes.
go behind the scenes. A camera is expensive. A microphone is expensive.
exactly
A computer to edit is expensive. The knowledge to actually put all of that together is priceless.
the program that you use to edit.
Yo, it's not a joke.
Someone needs to pay for that. And if you as an artist, after you've created, there's no sort of remuneration that comes your way, especially in times like this. I understand when it's normal times, we can make other plans, while if if we're not making money off of our arts. But right now, it's like, we first have to reinvent. And imagine if you're an artist that's been functioning for the past 5 years or 3 years at least, or at minimum, and suddenly now you have to change. You have to change your
whole direction. Yeah.
how you function has to change. If you're an artist, let's say you're a musician, you were performing gig to gig. That's how you were making your money. Because maybe the royalty check comes at the end of the year. It doesn't come every week or every month,
Yeah, it's once a year.
And now you can't go out to perform.
Social distancing, all
So-
of this.
And that's gonna be around for a very long time. It's gonna take a while before things go back to normal.
I actually wanted to ask you, how are you doing in your sector, in your industry? How are things looking in more formally your 9 to 5? How are things on that end? Maybe you could enlighten us a little bit on just what's happening.
Let me, without me jeopardizing my job.
No. Be as safe as you can. With all due respect, yeah.
You gotta stay safe. I'll put it like this. Okay, obviously, everything is not the same. Now you
Yeah.
go to work. Everyone knows that we have a pandemic that we're dealing with, and you gotta be on high alert. Obviously, patients that are coming in are being screened. Lucky, I would say lucky. At work, we haven't had that many cases. Not that I'm at liberty to disclose as to how many cases, but all I can say is it's not crazy yet. It's not at a point where there's a lot of patients that are admitted who are positive with COVID, and the hospital is close to shut down. No, we're not there.
Okay.
I saw the news. This guy, one of the union members, he was speaking on ENCA, and he was talking about closing down the hospital and all those kind of things.
What?
Meanwhile, I'm in the building and I'm like, yo, people outside are saying things are getting out of hand in here, and inside nobody's panicking.
It's a completely different story.
Exactly, and that's when it actually showed me that fake news do exist. Fake news do exist, And now it's like you gotta be more careful. And actually, that's a topic like I've been wanting to bring up, bro.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
what's your most reliable news source? Like, who do you go to right now in these times? Do you even watch the news?
I actually watch. So for me, I like to take a pick of 3 different sources. So I guess obviously in the morning, the first thing you're gonna hear is COVID-19 from the TV.
Yeah,
That's just the fact.
everywhere, bro. Trust me.
Yo, I get a little bit like tired of just hearing the word COVID-19 and coronavirus. But okay, it's a reality. So for me, you get the mainstream media. That's one. I take a consideration of one of those opinions, and obviously also even with the mainstream media, you have to like sieve through
Yeah, you gotta
the
take it with a
information.
pinch
It's
of the
not just
salt,
clear
bro.
cut. Everyone's saying the same thing. That's another thing. It's one person says, one news channel says this, the other news channel says that. So you also got to be careful where you're getting your mainstream media from. So
And mind you, we don't have that many mainstream platforms.
I guess
Yeah.
it's just the SABC and
And
the
e news.
yeah, and then we
Like
have
more so on the local front, and then obviously you like because even when it comes to radio stations, bulk of the radio stations belong to SABC.
exactly, yeah, even the ones that you would think are independent are actually a part of the SABC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's some of the mainstream, and then I also like to get I don't know how to call it. Is it free media? I mean, if you go on YouTube and there are people that have their own
Yeah,
websites
those are
and their own
independent
channels.
people.
Yes, I like to also get a fair look at that because people do raise a lot of critical facts and
Do
information.
we have people on YouTube who who produce content on current affairs?
One person that I have been following for a short while now is London Real.
Well, but now
That's overseas.
That's overseas. That's UK.
Yes. But in terms of, I'm not only just comparing
Locally, like
Okay,
here
locally.
in SA.
Okay,
I don't
I
know
wouldn't
any.
say there's any free media that I've been checking
Yo,
out.
if you know any free media, independent media people who are producing content on YouTube, please just leave us their name in the comment section.
Yes, I would really appreciate that too.
So in times like this, you need a lot of opinions. Well, not a lot of opinions, but a lot of sources that you can go to.
Exactly.
Because now everything is just like you don't know what's going on, and I think now, especially more on this side, because we don't have that much of, and even accessibility in terms of the people that can access that, I think that's why mainstream media is still like the place to go to for news when you're here. So I think we need some online people who are gonna just give us the facts, give us honesty, something we can
and
trust.
just give us an alternative opinion as well.
Yeah,
because
something different. Because with the major platforms, there's a lot of outside fingers, I can say. Like we're trying to push a certain narrative.
Yes, and speculation. I've heard some crazy things on the news these past few weeks. So I'll just mention one, just an example. So in the beginning, all the fear came out about coronavirus, COVID-19.
Yeah.
And they were saying, "Oh, what's the use? Don't wear a mask. A mask is not going to protect you from this thing."
Yeah, and now look at us.
Not even 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, it's mandatory to wear a mask.
Look at us now. Look at us.
And I kind of thought okay, then why would nurses and doctors have to wear masks if they're not working? I mean, there must be some reason why they'd wear these masks and wear protection.
It's just like, bro, everyone is an expert now. Like I remember.
Yeah.
Everyone, nobody takes the time. Sometimes I feel like we spend too much time watching the news. Even we end up watching news that we shouldn't be watching.
True, because there's a lot of anxiety, panic, and fear that is spread through a lot of these narratives when, you don't really have to induce your body under that much stress and even your mind, and it's especially during a time like this, you need your information and you need reliable sources. And then also you just need to get on with the job, there's no like spending, okay, for anyone who I would say is in their 40s, which means you're born in sometime in the 80s, early 80s or
Early
70s.
80s, late
You
70s.
have a daily routine of watching the news at 7:30 or 7:00, and that becomes a daily format for a lot of people. So the only time that they have any outside opinion, beside if maybe they're at work and talking to a colleague or anything, is when they're watching the news. So all the information that they're going to relay back to their kids is coming from these people. So, it is really important to cross check and cross examine these opinions,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, let me ask you this, bro. Like, as far as this whole COVID-19 situation is concerned, overall, let me just say, as far as pandemics are concerned, do you think that there's lessons that we can learn as the people of planet Earth from this situation?
So the first one that jumps to mind is just like it's okay with this whole new normal and the new world that we are now living in.
Yeah.
Okay, if it's been shown that we have reduced pollution and we've reduced waste and all of that stuff.
Bro, have you seen pictures of the beach?
Of our beach?
Ooh.
I haven't actually seen pictures of our beach. I've seen of a lot of landmarks around historical sites where there's a lot of tourism and stuff all over the world, including South Africa as well, and just looking at how that's shaping at a time like this, and it's actually remarkable to see.
Yeah, I guess we're the dirty fuckers in this.
We are definitely the pollution.
It's obvious.
Now that has been exposed, no one can deny anything there. We definitely can keep our planet way more cleaner. That's just the fact. It's like the earth is our room, everyone wakes up in the same room. That's just the fact. And if, you just throw whatever it is, it accumulates and there's a compound effect there.
You know how I think of it? Like if I'm going to use my bro science, from the University of Bro Science, I look at it this way, ne? So Mother Nature is like, I'm tired of these kids. So let me just introduce this thing that's going to make them stay at home, wash their hands, and not go outside, and not pollute, and not go out to drink. You're not smoking. Carbon emissions are going down and all those kind of things because we're staying at home. And the animals get free space. Animals go to areas they haven't been in a long time. The other day I went running and I don't know what bird was that, but like there was a bird on the side of the road and it was just chilling there and it didn't notice that I was coming. So it only, I don't know if I don't want to say it heard me, but yeah, only when I was close did it see, okay, there's something coming. And then even when it was moving away, when it was flying away, it didn't take off as it would. It just flew, maybe at about, say, my waist height.
Okay.
And it just flew to another spot, not so far, maybe about 2 meters away. And I'm like, that's odd. Maybe animals are not used to seeing us anymore.
Yeah, true. The amount of people that, when all of us are always outside, they feel obviously less safe and more, they feel more threatened,
Yeah.
And when there's less of us, like at night, there's literally nobody moving around. So they feel more safe to come out and just be more relaxed and let their guards down. Especially a bird. I mean, a bird is always on the defensive,
Yeah, birds.
So yeah.
Because I know birds are super sensitive. When you come around them, they are gone in a second.
Gone, yeah.
So, I mean, here's another thing I was thinking about. The other day I tweeted Outsurance on Twitter, and I was asking them about do they have any specific covers related to pandemics? You know, because I just wanted to see who was prepared for this. Like, we as human beings, were we just living here and no one was like, you know, constantly thinking? I know, okay, we have the CDCs,
Yeah.
NICD and so forth, but like, were those people like literally sitting down and like imagining a scenario where we'd have to shut down the whole world just like it is now?
I don't think we were actually, or these insurance companies were really actually prepared, because now think about everyone who took out life policies and death cover, you know.
Yeah.
That changes the whole game and the whole narrative. Like, I saw an advert, one of the insurance companies have included, I don't know if it's a new one that came out, but from the color scheme of it, it looked like a fairly old one that's been around. I think it could have been Clientele. I think they had a cover now for COVID-19 in their packages. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, in everything, in all aspects, like even in business, you know, I guess now, if that wasn't in place, I guess going forward, that's gonna be the thing now. You know, you gotta prep for pandemic times just in case.
Yo, like, for real. Yo, I don't think. Well, okay. So I saw this thing. Last, when was it? Towards the end of the year, when I got back from traveling, there was this. It was like a Bill Gates thing, and they did a simulation, a pandemic simulation.
Yeah.
And it was called Event 201, if I'm not mistaken. It was called Event 201. You can actually watch it on YouTube. It's like on the World Health Organization websites.
Okay.
And, on the YouTube of the World Health Organization. Yeah. So you can go and watch that. And like, they were simulating a world crisis pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they were posing all these questions, and they had all these answers, and they had all the people from the different, I don't know if it's the right word is stakeholders, but you know, these people in top positions, whether it's the UN or whether it's the
world leaders.
The world leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I heard something interesting today earlier.
Yes, it's it.
Apparently, I don't know how true this is. Apparently, like, you know, I was checking, like, you know, it's like, okay, if you're voting for a president, like, now it's the times where you really need not consider who you're voting for. Cause, I mean, in a time like this, you need somebody who can deal with issues.
You need someone who delivers.
Yeah, and I heard that, you know, the I don't know, what is she? Is she the vice chancellor, or is she the lady from Germany?
Okay, I'm not too sure.
The one who's the leader of the country, though.
Okay.
I don't know what's her name, but I think her surname is Merkel or something. Yeah. But anyways, I heard that she's a biologist. She's a physicist, right?
Okay, sure.
So for her, when this whole thing broke out, she, instead of you know, dilly-dallying, she knew what to do because she has a scientific background. Now, if you look at numbers in Germany, they are dealing quite well with it, if you ask me, as compared to how people around them are dealing with it. You know.
Yeah, the other
surrounding European countries. Yeah. If you look at the UK and Italy and France and Spain, you know, and Germany is handling quite well. Well, obviously, Germany in terms of technology, they've been the powerhouses.
Yeah, they
you know.
definitely.
I'm sure. I'm sure even in health matters. Like if you scout the whole country, and you count the number of scientists that they have, you'd find that they have a pretty decent number.
Mm.
Yeah. So I found that interesting, and I was just asking, I was just asking myself, like, if you think on this side, how many people do we have who are focusing on scientific research, so to say? You know, is our government even looking into that? You know, conducting research that's gonna be groundbreaking, that's gonna help us in future. And
True.
I think it's high time we start thinking in that manner.
And I think it's also high time we start making our own informed decisions, you know, as South Africans. We always sort of wait for the race to start and then we sort of try to find ourselves within the race. But you know, when the clock is ticking, you need to have started when the gun clicks off, you know. And I think us as South Africans, we need to start thinking more progressively, I would say. I'm not saying that we're not. It just would be cool to see our own leaders representing what is best for the African narrative, you know.
Yeah.
And also just socially, we're not in the same position as other countries, you know. So, like, okay, our president is a businessman. So I'm sure right now, a lot of the business leaders, I would say, in South Africa, and the high top businessmen, they probably already know how to get to the stimulus package and how to get their businesses functioning. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. I'm just saying. So, being that our president is a businessman and he has a business background, that's one way we can benefit from him. So, I would feel that in reopening the economy, he is in a good position to lead us if he obviously uses his full expertise and he's able to flex that power, you know. As you're saying, is it Germany, where the lady comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas she is a biologist, so she has a scientific and a biology background, and she's able to flex that power. So, yeah, so that's interesting to see how, you know, different presidents are reacting, and I would really like to see a strong African narrative developing from this in terms of, in 2020, how did Africa deal with this virus? And how did we, with the social problems that we have, how did we actually cope and deal with this in our way and not just maybe using a different solution that works in wherever, you know?
Yeah,
somewhere.
that's absolutely true, bro. You're right. You're absolutely right. Like for me, I have hope in a sense that, you know, when the lockdown began, I know most people were complaining, like, what is this? Why are they closing things down? And for me, I feel like here, that was a good move. At the time that they called for the lockdown, it was a good move in the sense that, you know, if we had let everyone go on with their business, like back in March, and only decide to say close down in May, imagine how things could be. Because I mean, if you look at the numbers now, you know, it's okay. Maybe you could argue that the testing, but I could say there's regular testing going on every day in almost everywhere around the country. So I think it was a good move to lock down the country at the time that the president decided. And as far as getting the economy back up, because if you look at the rand, bro,
Oof. We've taken a hit, huh?
yeah,
And the hit is taking it, it's taking it madly, yeah.
we've taken a heat.
Yeah.
But because we closed down so early, that's why we were able to formulate stages. Now you are slowly opening up the economy, because with the country moving to level 4, and someone might argue, okay, but now you see what's happening in different areas because of us moving to level 4 of the lockdown. you might argue that maybe the infections are going to spike again. But at least everyone is conditioned to the lockdown. So in terms of people obeying the laws and staying at home, everyone sees the necessity because we started so early.
Yeah.
And now, if the infections are not going up, you can actually step it down further, and you open up the economy more. Because I mean, slowly, we need to get back to normal life in order for everyone to, to survive this. Because at the end of the day, you can't lock people down and they don't have food. Because then you create a new problem. Now there's hunger.
Yeah, and also people, we all have had our civil liberties revoked for this time,
Yeah.
And because it's a virus, it's gonna be here forever. It's not anything it's here to stay now, basically.
Yeah, we're gonna be dealing with this for at least, my guess is 3 years. No, I mean, I'm serious. Like, when I say we're gonna be dealing with this, I mean like every now and again there's gonna be a lockdown. Cause with the vaccines, we don't know how long that's gonna take. And right now we basically testing it, and the way we're testing it is different to how maybe other vaccines or any other form of treatment that you can test before you can administer to people and be sure that it works.
I won't lie,
so now
bro.
It's a rush mission.
This vaccine, I'm not really about it, bro. I don't know what's your take. I mean, I remember being vaccinated as a very young kid. They used to come. This is like in the early 90s,
Yeah.
They used to come to your school or your preschool or whatever.
I used to run away from those things, bro.
And even then, like, you just didn't really know what was going down because they just like had these doctors and they just did this thing. I think it was a polio and some
polio
other,
and measles.
Yeah. And I remember as a kid, I actually caught measles and I never ever caught it again. And I didn't even like take any like medication or anything. It's just the docs had also just told me that I built the what is it called? Immunization or immune? I don't know how to really.
Immunity.
Yes, immunity. Yes. So with this, because of like this panic right now, I don't know if the first line of this vaccine is going to be all right. And also, I'm just a little bit sketchy about who's behind all of these vaccines. But that's a story for another day. But this vaccine is a bit rushed.
But
bruh.
why are people flipping on the vaccine, bro? Like, everyone is spazzing. It's like, bro, keep that shit away from us.
Because I feel like, okay, for me personally, I can't speak for anyone else because we don't all share the same health conditions.
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like, like my body's functioning like really well, Like even when it comes to just the flu, like sometimes it goes a period where it's like 2 years where I haven't gotten the flu,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, that means my immune system is strong. Like, and I'm not someone who's like, I am very hygienic because I have a little bit of OCD.
Yeah.
But I'm not like crazy, like shake a hand and go and wash my hand.
Go hand sanitize.
Nah, bro. Like I'm not on that level, but it's a lockdown and all that now, so we're washing our hands. That's the fact, So I'm just the vaccine. Yeah, we'll just have to see it in effect first.
But we can with this whole lockdown business, it's different for different people. Like, because here in South Africa, we don't live in the same spaces. Like, the environment that we live in is not the same as the environment that you find, the location that you find, the Makai.
We are still very much, there's still a Group Areas Act that is underlying Group Areas Act that's going on because, if you just look at the CBD, very few people live in the CBD actually.
But there's always people there.
Because everyone flocks from everywhere else and goes into the CBD. Whereas I don't know. This is just my opinion, and I could be wrong, and I'm willing to stand by that.
You're absolutely right, bro. You're
It's like
absolutely right.
I feel like all these big, like a township should have its own CBD,
yeah.
so people can sort of keep finances and stuff circulating within there, and we can create more micro economies within our big macro economy. You know.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about, Kev. Like I was thinking, like right now, if this time does not teach us as the black community that we need to invest in ourselves.
Yo.
We need right now. We need to find means to keep the money in our spaces. We keep it where we are because it's obvious right now. I mean, imagine you stuck in Makaya and you can't go to the next town,
bro,
to get essentials. So even if unayo imali, like what you gonna do? And because it transport futhi valiwe, and also those people that abe transport now that's how they make a living. So a lot of things have been affected, and that's why I'm like, we need to reinvent black society.
Yo, and this is like a perfect time to do it because I watched something like, it broke my heart. It's somewhere in the Eastern Cape. There's this farm somewhere in the Eastern Cape, and so these guys from Cutting Edge, I don't know if you know Cutting Edge. Yeah, they went down there, and these guys were basically like, we don't have roads, and like they don't have roads, and it's very dangerous to get to the main road. They have to cross a river. Even when someone like passes away and dies, bro, they have to carry the coffin. They have to first cross this river, go down all these banks and these hills to fetch the coffin.
I saw a small clip of that. I
didn't
watch the whole thing, bro.
I literally, in that moment, I prayed and I was like, thank God, I'm super comfortable, bro. Like, I may not be the most comfortable person out there, but I'm very comfortable, bro. Like I was like, there's people living like this, bro. They had to make a stretcher out of like planks of wood and stuff and carry this body to like, it was just, and even when they're building, each person in the community has to carry and a certain amount of bricks that they can, across the river in a boat. And I'm like, nah, bro, we can't still like, it's not that there's a problem living like that, but people need access, bro. And I even changed my goals as a black person. I was literally like, whatever. I do want to have a big house and have nice things, but I was like, I want to be known as someone who put a road somewhere.
Yeah.
Someone who brought water to a community. I want to be known as someone who like bought computers somewhere, dog. Like that's become like my new aim is like, when I make some good money enough to put a road somewhere, I'm going to put that road somewhere because I cannot watch someone living like that, bro. Like having to carry a dead body like 10 kilometers.
Bro. I saw the part where they're walking on the cliffs. I don't it
bro.
looked like a cliff to me. I don't know. But it was devastating for me, bro. And I was like, some people still live like this.
Bro, some people don't even have a way to get to them. Like we don't even have access to those people, even if we wanted to help.
And you add this situation on top of that. Bro, you're locked down,
bro. And the guy was even saying that like it's dangerous because they have no means to like what not like I don't know, you don't sanitize a dead body, but to keep it in a quarantine form and to keep it away from generalized population and stuff like that. And it was devastating, bro. And I was just like, during this time, how are they even going to get their stimulus packages? How are they even going to get these food hampers? Where's the closest mall to them?
I saw a video. I don't know if, once again, but if that's true, I saw a video of a long line. And apparently the line was for food parcels.
Yeah.
Bro, I think the line was like at least a kilometer. At least, or more. I could be lying. Like, that's how long the line. And so, if you have people standing in a line like that, then what is social distancing for? Because you're exposing those people to, if one person has COVID-19 there or they're positive, well, you can
Yeah,
only
it's
tell what's gonna happen next.
it's deep. And also just even when it comes, if we just revert this back to media, a lot of people are still uninformed about this. They don't have the information. Like they went into one of these places like and they were just like interviewing people like, okay, you know what, it's week 2 of the lockdown. Let's just see what's happening outside. And they went to this place and the malls are still like full. People are queuing for their pension.
Yeah.
People are queuing for groceries. People are still trying to like obviously find their situation. Like spaza shops are being closed down, taxi ranks. You know, and I was literally like, damn, bro. Like, and then they asked the people like, hey, do you know that there's this coronavirus, COVID, and people couldn't even pronounce it. People were like coronavirus and COVID and bro. People were just like, what is going on out there? Why are things like this? They didn't understand. They're like, why there's never any queues here. Why are there so many queues now? Why are we like this? And
that's the thing, bro. Like and like the other half of the population, they choose to make memes about that.
Yo, we dissing people that we don't even know are in like
and
deep problems.
You see those videos. They'll be interviewing somebody and they pronounce the name of the virus wrong, and that's a joke. It's so sad, bro. It's so sad. Let's move on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no need to be so dull and so gloomy. What do you right now in music? A lot's happening, bro. A lot's happening. So on your side, is there anything that stands out in particular that comes to the top of your mind?
Well, some cool things I've been seeing is all of these live, what are they called? Lockdown house parties? Lockdown?
Oh, the live streams.
Yeah, like what I forgot what they're calling them. Lockdown parties.
There's a lockdown house party on MTV.
Yes, and they've been having
days.
some cool DJs. I know DJ LaSoul rocked that one. She had a very good one.
I think yesterday, was it Friday? Yeah, they had Speedster.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dope.
Yeah, and I mean, it's cool. I like that people are taking the initiative and they're still trying to bring this valuable entertainment to people. And like, I was meant to be working at the Splashy Fen Festival, which was an Easter. And, it was literally like the lockdown started like literally a week before this was meant to happen, And I was just like, besides seeing, finances disappear.
Like, there goes that bag.
Like it's always refreshing to go out to the mountains because it's held in Underberg, just there by the Drakensberg Mountains, and it's always refreshing to be in the farm.
I've been meaning to go to Splashy, bro.
Oh man, it's such an awesome experience, and they've really transformed. Like they've really stepped up, and I really appreciate that. They've also taken
Who organizes Splashy Fan?
It's actually organized by Impy Concepts and Events. Yeah.
Oh, shout out Impy, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a really major shout out to them. They've put my team on since about 2016.
So you guys have been doing it?
Yeah, just the art, just the live art and the visual stuff that goes on there. We like behind that. And yeah, man, I'm super grateful. And also they've just changed their vibe, completely, like to suit everybody and like all ages.
Man, there's diversity there. And
diversity,
inclusion.
Exactly. Yeah, inclusion, especially Durban inclusion. That's what I really like most about Splashy Fen is that they really put Durban artists and South African artists on. Like they'll maybe have like 1 or 2 international acts, but that's not even like the main event. That's like these are our guests.
Yeah.
Cool, this is just who we're getting in from overseas for you guys to enjoy. But look at all of these South African acts. Every single one of them are important. And they mention you by name, bro. That's one thing I really love about Splashy Fen is that they take everybody seriously. They don't take anybody lightly. Everybody is mentioned by name. Like the people selling the food, the paramedic people, like it's really a team effort, It's really a team effort. And it's really refreshing just to be out of the city for like a week, and you just,
Yeah, man, weekend in the mountains.
yo, man, it really just puts the battery in your back, bro.
Yeah, you know, do you know Pete Dog Amazing song
Yes, I know.
on his EP? I think it's Futurama Part 2, where
Okay.
he features with Uneo Ndao. I think it's called Amatende.
Okay, I haven't heard that song, but I've heard
Oh my
parts
god!
of Futurama, yeah.
It basically what he's singing about is basically like leaving the city and going to the mountains. Just get away from the city. And I feel like Splashy Fan gives you that type of vibe, bro.
Yeah, most definitely does. And they also took a great stance, they donated to the Solidarity Fund. Like, they were the first festival in South Africa to donate to the Solidarity Fund.
Oh, okay.
They really stepped it up. Like, they really put pressure on a lot of these other festivals to see if they are about what they say they are about, And they also sponsored food hampers to artists that are, like, they could be going through a hard time, like musicians. And then on top of that, last minute, they had Splashy Fin online,
Yeah.
I think the actual festival's postponed till September, but with this crisis, and I don't know.
Everyone is postponing to September.
Yeah, we'll see how obviously things transpire. I don't want to hold anyone to anything, but it is a large festival, and I know they're fully behind their planning, and they do take everybody's health into consideration. They wouldn't do anything rash.
With this, there's one thing I noted that that one could do with festivals. Like, imagine if Splashy Fan had a DVD or every performance, like they shot every performance at the festival,
Yeah.
and they could play it online and have people stream that, play it live, and people come in, and then you can set up also a donation account that people can donate to.
And then maybe you get a DVD if you.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? You say that is because they have a lot of great media. The photographers everywhere. Like, they also give complimentary passes to people that are going to be taking media, and they have a media site, like a container where you go and you dump all your images and you dump all your videos that you take and stuff like that. Because there's actually a lot of media that happens there, especially on the stage. Drone footage, GoPro is also like always on board with them.
Yeah.
I know Corona, Sunsets, they always have a great stage, and they also got their big camera crews and stuff. So I'm sure they have enough content to do that. I think they actually have the content to do that. So it would be a great idea to actually pass through and get them.
No Durban July.
Put your crocodile skin shoes away, bro. Put your bird dress away, bro.
Just wear your gloves and your mask and sanitize.
Yo, no riding horses this year. That's a deep one now.
Yo, bro.
That's a very deep one.
I think in terms of events, Durban is the one place that's losing out more than any. Because we do a lot of events.
We do, and small to like, I don't know, we don't really have...
From big to small.
I haven't seen like medium Durban events. It's either like we're going really big, or we like, okay, this is just a standard event that we host.
I mean, think about the music at the lake.
They had to cancel that.
That's a standard thing, bro. That's standard.
So East Coast Radio and Botanic Gardens.
People's Park is always popping. Everyone, like, People's Park is the place. You want to host an event. There's a Grand White. I think sometimes they've hosted it there.
Okay.
There's a lot, bro. Like, there's so many events that have gone down the drain because of this.
You know what's another one is that Durban rocks at the end of the year.
But you know what? Maybe the promoters might just change their minds and start looking at local talent. I need to say that. We need more local talent at Durban events. Please. The people do come out. Yes, maybe you might think that they're coming out for the artists from out of town. Trust me, the artists that we have now are just as good, bro.
Most definitely.
I don't know what you think, bro. Because like if you
I'm 100% on board with that. Yeah.
if you look at the amount of talent that's on the come up, that's on the rise right now in Durban, bro, we blessed.
We very blessed, and you know, I sometimes think that it's gonna come down to us in the end. You know how we view our own artists, how as artists we view ourselves first and foremost. Do we actually realize that's something I always ask myself is in Durban, do we actually realize the powerhouse we could become literally overnight? We have like, you know, whenever I meet up with a musician, the guy has his own studio. I personally have my own music studio.
Bro,
I could be editing videos at my studio. I could be, you know,
making music, whatever, drawing.
there's actually nothing that stops me from collaborating with anyone that I actually want to. People are always happy to answer their phones, you know, like I've never done anyone dirty. Let me touch wood on that. So, yo, man, I'm grateful that anyone would answer my call, and I'm willing to answer anyone's call if they want to collaborate. And, you know, I just feel like, you know what I realized the other day, just even through this Instagram live, you know,
Yeah.
I realized that in other creative societies, whether it's elsewhere, whether it's overseas, Europe, whatever, people take their titles very seriously.
Yeah.
So when someone addresses someone else, they know that, yo, I'm talking to a creative director. Whether they are acknowledged by a Louis Vuitton or they're acknowledged by themselves or they're acknowledged by each other, yo, this is one of the best creative directors that are out there today. And if you're an up and coming, yo, they give you your grapes, bro. Like they tell you, yo, this is a great creative director. And they really like work these projects, bro. And people really put some budget behind them. And that's, I would really like to see that. I'd really like to see our you know, just even your ordinary photographer like stepping up, you know, and just like creating something different, you know, not sticking to the same, like going to the beach and shooting or something like that, but really like thinking about, yo, what if I collaborated with a musician, not just with photos, but with some sort of visual content, visual meets music content, and us to create, like, that's what it takes to create industries. Just each little part, people that do administration, they need to come up, you know, people that are lawyers, they need to like come up, you know, and like be heard, you know, people that are hosts, they need to come up and be heard. And I think we're going to be having this conversation for a long time until I think we realize how blessed we actually are to have everybody that's still fighting for Durban here, you know.
You know, you know, speaking about events, bro, like if you're a promoter, I'd like to recommend that right now you take your time and you just, you know, go on the net. You have time. You're sitting at home. You have no events that you're planning that are coming up, at least in the next 3 months. At least in the next 3 months, there's no events happening. So take your time. Get to know the talent. Get to know the people within this area.
That's a great idea.
And how is that going to help, if you might ask me? Well, that's going to help in the sense that, one, the money doesn't leave the province. It stays here. That's very important as far as economics is concerned. And then from there, how else is this going to help? It's going to help in the sense that we get to grow more talent. We need more talent. The talent is there, and they get the spotlight, and that's how you bring in more new talent. And secondly, please don't underpay the kids. And kids, make sure you have the right info. You know how to charge. You know how much you're worth. As Kevin stated, you need to know your worth.
You need to know your worth,
Don't just look out for a fame. Just look out for fame only, because you're going to be on stage and, 100 people are going to be screaming at you while you're doing your thing. That's nice. But, hey, that doesn't put food on your plate. You know?
Yeah, and you know, even just behind the scenes, like, you know, before I even got any sort of a big break, it was just putting in the work because, like, I don't like to use the cliche of do it because you love it, but you got to have something that's going to push you forward in a hard time, you know. If you walk into the game and you're getting paid nice, that's dope, and I really commend you. But when you're not getting paid nice, are you still going to be creating that quality work that we want to see from you? That's just the most important part, is that when nobody's looking, when nobody's watching, are you going to still be doing what you're doing? And that's what separates, I feel, the average from the grade. It's just that, you know, while the average are complaining right now about our situation, the great people are actually behind the works. They're producing the content. They are finding solutions and ways forward that we can all adapt to, and we can all get each other on board, you know. Because for me personally, like, I didn't want to be an artist that's telling people like, yeah, stay at home, even though that's good information, but I'm not the authority on that. However, also, I'm not going to tell people how to feel about this current situation.
Yeah.
However, personally, I'm not going to be the artist that complains. Yo, this shit is going on. I understand. What can I do about it? Whether it's a conspiracy or not, what am I going to do about it? So now I'm at work to figure out, like, yo, when, you know, during this time, I need to still be at work, keep the pencil sharp. And, when by the time things open up and we are able we are given more freedoms, then, you know, you got to have your strategy in place, ready for effect, you know?
Yeah. So, Kev, you know, right now, we spoke about the music. Oh, wait. Have you been watching the battles?
I watched, I watched in the South African one, I watched, Gemini Major and Tweezy.
Yeah. They started it.
I watched a little bit of. No. It wasn't Nasty and MT. I don't know.
You didn't watch that one?
I didn't watch that one.
Oh,
but I'm so like, I need to go and watch that one.
Bro. You know, but overall, all the battles, even let me tell you, it's been the two that you mentioned, Tweezy and Gemini, Nasty and MT. Then it was Teleman and Tsecho.
What? Teleman and Tsecho battled out?
Yeah, bro. And then it was this Thursday, it was Ricky and OK Malum Kulket.
Really?
Dog.
I'm gonna definitely watch that one. Whoa.
Bro, like
that's huge.
All of those battles, like the one thing I noticed, I was like, you know, South African hip hop, bro.
It's big.
It's big, bro.
It's big. We have a lot of like.
It's big. Because those guys have a lot of hits.
Yo, I didn't know. Like, I knew Gemini Major was like packing. Like, I know he was behind these huge hits, but there were some tracks I was like, damn, I didn't even know that you produced this. Like, one of my favorite songs, Combos Communicating. I didn't know it was a Gemini Major beat, bro. Like,
bro.
And I mean, and he's a Durbanite, so shout out to that guy, bro.
Now let's look at it. Let's go back. Ne? We mentioned Tweezy.
Yeah.
We mentioned Gemini. We mentioned MT and Nasty, Tsecho, Teleman, and OK and Ricky. Now, OK and Ricky from Durban. Nasty from Durban. Gemini from Durban.
Now.
Who else in that scheme is from Durban?
Who won? Who in your opinion? Who do you think got bodied or bodied who?
In my opinion, hip hop won. SA hip hop won, but
yes, that's
okay. Let me not hide behind the bushes. I'll give it to you.
It's also just your opinion
for me,
as well.
Gemini and Tweezy, both great producers. I respect them, but for me, Tweezy.
You think Tweezy won?
Yeah, Tweezy's Godzilla, bro. No. I'll tell you why. Because Tweezy, bro, it's not only hip hop, bro. Like he's diverse, bro. He's a unicorn.
He had more of an alternative catalog.
Yeah, he's a unicorn, bro. Like Tweezy can go any other way. And then you have Nasty C and MT. For me, for me, this is for me. I'm not saying it's
you're about to say something that goes against them.
empty what.
You know what? I'd also think. Okay,
But
I didn't hear or see the battle, but
it was a close margin.
But I know that when MT came out straight out the gate, I like fucked with most of his songs, like if not all of them, you know.
Bro,
especially in the beginning when he had that huge run, you know. Like I really thought he had a monster catalog.
Bro,
like.
I won't lie. I still I still I still rock with Juice Back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can go all the way back. Hell nah is you know, it's still there.
Nasty's fresh, bro. Like,
but for me personally,
no doubt,
MT takes it purely because for me I relate more to MT than I would to Nasty. But Nasty is still a beast because if we can look at like other things, well, yeah, Nasty C takes the cakes.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, bro, fuck. This is good for hip hop. And then we move on to Tsehona Teleman. That one was a bit tricky.
There were songs that you've never heard there before.
No. I've heard all the songs.
Okay.
It's just that one, Teleman had a few network issues on his side, and obviously you know how Teleman is. I think he seems like a shy guy, so you know I just didn't feel. I think also the energy when one is doing that, it also counts, like how you participate in the thing.
Okay.
So yeah, you know. But in terms of if we look at the records that they played on that battle, I'd say Teleman takes it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then OK and Ricky.
Oof, yo, OK. Hey, he's got bangers. Ricky's got bangers.
Now, OK and Ricky, OK takes it. I'll tell you why.
Ow.
From the songs that they use, OK Malum Kulket used 10 songs of his. Ricky used 9 songs of his.
Why do you say of his?
Like his
no features or
no, the other songs were features that they use, obviously.
Okay.
So amongst the list of the songs that they used, OK Malum Kulket used mostly his songs, like from his catalog, not features, where he was featured. So based on that, for me, I say it's pretty obvious that OK Malum Kulket takes it, you know. That's more because it was more him than Ricky.
Okay. And like is no one challenging Casper, bruh?
Casper needs to come in.
Casper's got a very sick catalog. It would be nice to see that pulled out, bruh.
They were trying to pull in KO and and
KO has been in the game
AKA.
too, bruh.
But
KO, what are you saying? KO versus AKA?
Yeah. Yeah, but man, I'm hoping we're gonna see more battles coming up, and there's another one brewing between the youngsters, Hash and J Molly. They at it, bro.
Who young
cats?
Oh, there's this other guy. Uslika had an interview of him. Is it Flame?
Yeah, Flame. Yeah, Flame used to rock with Aries and them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Man,
see.
there's a lot happening in hip hop. Anyways, we've run out of time. Kev, thanks for hopping on this online thing.
It was good. It's good,
man. It's good to have you back, and we hopefully we're gonna be. You're the only person that I have right now, so we're gonna be doing a lot of this.
Aware.
And stay safe, bro. Stay safe, and catch us next time. Peace.